A century ago, a team of photographers was sent out into the world to record foreign cultures in color. Sensational in 1914 and still breathtaking.
Moroccan women. A Senegalese marksman. And leprosy victims in Vietnam. In 1914, no one had seen foreign countries like this before. A world that had been black and white was now full of color. The man behind the idea was an Alsace-born Parisian, banker and philanthropist Albert Kahn. He invested the fortune he'd earned on the stock exchange in his vision of filming and photographing the planet and its peoples. This ethnographic treasure trove is now on show in Bonn.
Albert Kahn was very rich. He changed his first name from Abraham to Albert. He was the son of a Jewish cattle merchant in Alsace and earned vast amounts of money at a very young age. He was once considered the world's third richest man, and he always had the problems of a newcomer. He wanted to get somewhere, but never quite arrived.
In 1908, when Europe was already preparing for war ideologically, Kahn went on a trip around the world. Fascinated by the diversity of its cultures, he came up with the ambitious plan of creating an archives of the planet to promote peace.
It's certainly hard to ascertain what motivated Albert Kahn, possibly the bad conscience of a nouveau riche. But he was certainly inspired by the philosophical movements of his time. There was a widespread feeling that the world was heading for disaster, and something should be done about it. He believed he could do it with the power of images, the power of color photography.
His home in Boulogne-Billancourt, near Paris, became a place of pilgrimage and a forum for debate for illustrious guests and Europe's intellectual elite. Thomas Mann, Anatole France, Auguste Rodin, and Albert Einstein were all witness to Kahn's zeal in promoting understanding among nations.
With these pictures, this incredible repository, he wanted to create the conditions for peace, because he believed if people got to know the world and its cultural diversity, they wouldn't kill each other.
Tragically, he was wrong. The First World War came despite his efforts. That didn't keep Kahn from pursuing his mission. Until the late 1920s, his team of intrepid photographers continued to travel the world. Kahn was a child of his times. He loved technology and put his faith in progress. His views, of course, were Western. The dark side of colonialism was absent from his picturesque images, although it informed his project in a less explicit way.
Albert Kahn's aim was to document the cultural diversity of the world. His underlying belief was that many cultures would disappear, not least because of colonialism. So some pictures have a melancholy aura, and that's also what we bring to the pictures, because we know they show an irretrievably lost world, in photos so fresh they could be from yesterday.
Kahn lost his entire fortune after the stock market crash of 1929. He and his pictures were forgotten.
I had the good luck in 1979 to enter an enchanted garden with a dilapidated chateau in it, in the basement of which these boxes slumbered. And 2 or 3 other researchers and I got to see them for the first time, guided by a 90-year-old concierge who was the last survivor of the Kahn Empire.
In that chateau, which is now a museum, some 72,000 color plates called autochromes and 180,000 meters of film are stored. Some of them are now on show in Bonn. The astonishing lifetime achievement of a man with a mission.
Anyone who fights for peace is naive in some way, sadly.
Leider.